We need a sketch paper or normal print paper. It's okay too. A pencil and eraser. First, before we draw, I want to show you some shading skills. When we draw a sketch, we hold our pencil a little bit higher. Mainly, you can use your wrist to do those long lines. Hold your pencil a little bit higher and do that. Now you can see if you hold your pencil really low, the line is significantly shorter. If you hold it higher, then you can make those long lines. So try to hold it and try to make some shades. Well, it takes practice. Those are the basics. How do we do a layer darker than this? Now, again, we're holding our pencil a little bit higher. We're going to use our wrist. My hands are very relaxed, but my wrist is moving. Now we're slowly going back, creating those straight lines. Now we can also do like this. Okay, it takes practice. It doesn't come like just one class. And this. All right, after the basic shading, we're going to start with our bird. Now, before we start, we want to observe the proportions. The hummingbird has long beaks. We can use our pencil to measure. You can see that the beak is longer than the head because it used the beak to take the honey, and it's got big wings. The basic of the shape of the whole picture, I want to show you that. It's kind of like a rectangle, and this is the middle of our bird. So the wings almost take half of the picture. If we do two lines in the middle, the wings takes most of the part, and the head is small and the body is small. Does that make sense? The hummingbird flaps its wings really fast. Now we're going to do this on our paper. Now, because it's a beginner's class, we usually do this to understand the basic proportions, but if you practice enough, you don't have to do this. Okay, now I am making it very dark, but you shouldn't be making it very dark because this is just the lines that helps us to understand the basic proportions. What do we see in our first square? The head and the beak. In our first square, you can see that if we divide our first square, the eyes is on the top left and the beak takes up the whole square, and that's the body and the head and the beak. So you can do this, or if you have some exercises before, or you know how to draw before you come to the class. Now I feel like that my neck here is a little bit too thin, so I can adjust it a bit, and I can see that the bottom of the eye is rounder than the top of the eye. And there's the pupil. There's the highlight of the eye. Is everybody managing? I see that my beak is a little bit too wide. This part is higher. Now we're going to connect the body. And the wings is all the way to the corner of my left square. You can see here, the hummingbird is stretching all the way out with its wings. Now you see, when I connect here, my head should have been smaller. Now we're going to add the details of the wings later. Because it's our first class, that's why I choose this very simple shape. Slowly, if you have more practice, I hope we can have this class every week to sketch something together. We can go to some more difficult things like drawing our faces or an animal with more difficult proportions or shapes. First, we can do a basic shape of the tail, and then we can come back for more details. Now, after you finish this step, we will check what's need to be improved. I also want to teach you that except for using this line technique, when you get more familiar with sketching, you can use your pencil. For example, you can see that the wing is about this long on the pencil and compare it to the body. The wing is almost as long as the body, right? And compare it to the head and the beak. The head and the beak is 2/3 length of the wings. So slowly, you don't need this grid. You can use your pencil. You can use your eyes. A pencil is like your ruler. If you do this enough, your eyes becomes ruler. You can see the proportions just by looking at things. But it takes time. It takes years to learn, to train this technique. So, train your eyes to understand how long and how big the things are compared to each other. And this is the beginning. Now you can see my belly is here. But on the picture, the belly is the same as the bottom of the wing. So my belly is too low. Now I need to improve it. Now, of course, this is the first class. You can't just get it perfectly, but slowly we can. Does everybody have the basic shape so far? Yeah, great. And now you can check. First of all, our beak should be a little bit lower than the wings. When you see the eyes straight down, it should be a little bit past the belly. All right? Okay. I think my eyes is too much towards the left. Okay. We're gonna move it a little bit. Now we're going to add more details. Yeah, you're not supposed to see the grid just because I want to show you, that's why.
Finally catched on.
我画的是个很淡的一个
OK， 很淡的很好，本来就是应该看不到这个 grid. It's just the grid should be in your mind. I just want to show you here how it works. That's why. Now we have this very rough bird, right? We are going to add details.
Details, like the scales?
I want you to try to use this very smooth line. I have a very smooth curve here. After you finish the drawing, you can send me an email with your drawing. Okay, if you are not satisfied with your proportion and you don't know what, it's hard for people just start the drawing to see, to understand. You can always send me. Okay, I can comment on it and send you back. We're going to work on the wings. You can see the wings. You know why there's this line? Anybody know what's inside this line? Enzo, you should know. Do you know? Why is this double line?
I don't know.
Because there's a wing behind it.
There is it's just like to make it very artistic, they're just putting like shade.
This is the structure of the wings. Inside is the bones of the bird. The bone that holds the wings up, that's why it has a width inside it. But when you look at the transparent part, there's no bones here. It's just the feathers, right? This is the bones, solid. That's why we show it in our drawing. The big feathers and the small feathers, okay? Now is time for patience. Now, after the sketching, you can color it with color pencil or watercolor. It can be really nice because this picture, you can see it's very colorful, and you know the wings are really transparent from the sun. And I will share with you afterward how I decide to color it, and you can color it however you want. Now, the wings here. And now we're going to improve our tail. You don't really have to count how many feathers you have here. Now, if you look carefully, you have a little bump here on the tails. You can always exaggerate it a bit in your drawing, those little details. That adds a lot. Okay, there is a group of feathers. You can first draw the outline of the feathers, and then we're going to come back to it to make it more precise.
It is hard to draw it.
It is hard to draw it? Well, that's why we're here, right? We're practicing. You know, I am over 30 years old. When you're 30 years old, if you practice every day, I'm sure you can do better than mine. I have a very nice outline of my bird, but I am going to put more details. There's the nostrils of the bird, so he can breathe. Over the eyes, if you look carefully on the picture, do you see the eyelids of the bird? Now, if I'm using pencil, I want you to emphasize the darker places. Okay, there is the highlight of the bird, pupil of the bird. If the kids are 5, 6, 7 years old, to go into a lot of details might be hard. So if you want, color pencil, but if you can follow me, I know there are some of my adult friends here, you can continue following me with the sketch. Now I can emphasize also the tip of the beak. I am making the tip darker because it just naturally have a darker color. You can see in the picture. So it really depends on you. In this point, you can create with your drawing. You can use watercolor, or you can use color pencil to draw the birds. But you can also continue following me with the sketching technique. You can see that the feather is going one direction, right? It's going from top to bottom. Under the beak, there is a bright point, right, of fur. So I am going to make it lighter. Now you can use color pencil for all those, okay?
Okay.
Now also around the eye has a bright fur area. Using colors is a little bit easier than using pencil, okay? Now I am going to draw my second layer of my feather. The second layer feather here is smaller than the first layer, right? Also, there are some small feathers on top. Okay? Whoever already coloring it, you can color the wings with different colors. But I want to show I want to see a little bit of detail of the feathers, okay? Because hummingbirds are really beautiful birds, right? You can see this colorful feathers on it. It's a lot of fun and a lot of work, of course. So what animals do you like? Can you tell me? Let's see next week.
Penguin, turtle, tiger,
Cats.
Bird. Bird.
Rabbit.
Owl.
Owls. Owls. Cats. Eagles.
Kitty.
Elephant.
I just heard a very good suggestion. Maybe next week we will draw cats. What do you think? Cats are hilarious. They have the funniest gestures, like movement, right? They yawn and they lick their tails. That can be fun to draw. We can draw a series of cats with different pictures. What do you guys think? And if some of you have cats at home,
I want a cat.
I want a cat too. Cats are really fun. I will find a series of pictures with different gestures of the cat, and we're gonna have fun with that. You can see my wings. Everybody following? Now we're going to do the small. You can also use your little artist eyes. Little by little. If you look carefully, the feathers on the head is the smallest one in the body, right? And then when it goes towards the belly, it goes bigger and bigger. That's also very important detail. Now, if you don't want to follow me for those complex details, you can always color it the way you want. You know, you guys always give me surprises. How you color it. Just use this bird as inspiration. If you're using color pencil later, you can use this as a base. You don't have to erase it. Or if you're doing watercolor later on, you know, you can use this as a base. You can see I'm erasing the lines, the obvious lines on the side. Now, okay, I want to show you a little bit how to do the wings, okay? To sketch the wings, because it's transparent. I would make it light. Give a little width to the wings, but very gently, because the wings are basically transparent. And then if you want, you can test your pencil on the side. But one wing, you can see because of the light, you have different shades of purple. Okay, you can see that I'm using the pencil I just did as a base for the shading. Also a little pink. And a little bit of peach. Okay, I'm going to use these 4 colors. The moment you have a basic shade with the pencil, then even if you do 1 layer of color pencil, you can see that it has very nice effect. You know, we're not going to too much of the color pencil technique today because it can take hours to finish this drawing. So we're going to focus on our sketching technique. So next week, we're going to do the funny cat gestures. Now that is going to be focusing on the shape and the movement of the cat. Okay.
Can I tell us
Very much
something
detailed.
to
Yes.
everyone?
So where the feather covering the other, you can make it a little bit darker. We have here some loose fur on the belly. We don't see the scale so clear now, but you need to do it according to the direction, okay? The direction of the belly of the bird. We don't do it like this, right? Birds are very organized animal. Their fur is very organized. Unlike my hair today and recently every day.